Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and in this video I'm coming to you with a more informal sort of chat. So I want to talk about self-care for women, and I almost feel like I should be saying self-preservation at this stage, because I think our idea of womanhood has just been eroded so much by media and society and whatever, just other people. And I know men have their own struggles. That is not to take away from men. I know they're also under a lot of pressure, but I can only speak from a woman's perspective. I feel today that women are expected to be perfect. You're expected to be the perfect mother, and that is a whole other topic that I will cover later in a separate video. But you're expected to be the perfect mother. You're expected to be like so many different things. You're expected to be humble and modest and, you know, like a great housewife. You know, your home is expected to be immaculate. You are expected to be like turned out immaculately. You're expected to take pride in your personal appearance. And again, nothing wrong with these things, but when they are expected in all areas of your life, when all areas of your life are being scrutinized and held to a really high standard, that is incredibly suffocating and demoralizing and devastating. I mean, women are expected to live up to a certain standard, and that standard is very, very high. I mean, impossible. You're expected to be perfect, but you're expected to do it effortlessly. You're expected to always look immaculate. You're expected to have an immaculate home. You're expected to have great kids. You're expected to be crafting all the time. You know, you're expected to do a certain thing and act a certain way, but you're not allowed to say all of these things take effort, all of these things take time, all of these things are a struggle. You're expected to be perfect, and you're expected to make it look effortless. Like you just roll out of bed in the morning looking immaculate, your house is spotless. You're expected to just kind of glide through your day. You're expected to be feminine. You're expected to be, you know, I guess, quiet. You're expected to be quiet. And then, of course, at home with your husband or your partner or whatever, you're expected to be a totally different person. It's terrifying. It is terrifying to me that my daughter is being brought up in that world. Like, my daughter will eventually, she's 3 years old now, she will reach a point, and probably soon, probably very soon, where she will be called fat or ugly or stupid or some horrible, horrible thing. And again, this is not solely like a female thing. It happens to men too. But for women, I feel the pressure too. Like, there's this pressure to always be smaller. And I mean that in a physical sense, but also in a metaphorical sense. Physically, you're expected to be small. You're expected to be thin. You're expected to look a certain way. You're expected to, you know, be interested and like consumed and obsessed with what your body looks like, how it looks in a bikini, how it looks in a dress. And you'll see that plastered all over the media, all over magazines. And it really bugs me. Like, one of the most frustrating things I encounter is seeing in a magazine some article about body positivity and how we should embrace women of all shapes and sizes. And the very same magazines, week in and week out, run articles on, dieting tips, and run advertisements on diet pills, and stories about getting ready for the summer, getting your bikini body, how to look great, how to please your man in bed. Just like, to run an article on body positivity when you run all of those other articles, to me is, well, it's hypocritical, I guess. It's incredibly infuriating and frustrating. And then in a more metaphorical or metaphysical sense, like, women are expected to just be quiet and, like, sit in the corner and do their thing and quietly look after their kids, or quietly run their home, or just quietly go to work and do their job, and never make waves, like, never speak out. Obviously there are exceptions, and the tables do seem to be turning a little bit in recent times, but it's still an issue. It's still a huge issue. And another thing, I guess, and again, this is for another video, I will be doing another video on it, but as a woman, your worth, I guess, is tied to your marital status and your child status, and the pressures of motherhood and the pressures of, I mean, even if you're not a mother, you're expected to be a mother. Now, when we got married, I got pregnant immediately. Immediately. And we found out when we were on honeymoon that I was pregnant. And obviously we were overjoyed. But when I arrived back from honeymoon, the amount of people who made remarks about how the next step would be babies. And I was kind of like, even though I was already pregnant, it was still a bit shocking. Like, I had only just come back from honeymoon and everyone was like, when are you having kids? And I don't know if my husband got asked the same questions, but I did a lot on a very regular basis. And then obviously we announced the pregnancy. But now we've had our daughter and she's 3 years old, and ever since I have been asked when I'm going to have another. I'm not fucking rent-a-womb here. Like, women are not rent-a-wombs. We are not here to provide children to the world. We are here to be ourselves. We are here to change the world if that's what we want to do. We're here to just be individuals and live our own lives. We're not here to find a man and have a baby. We are enough, just as we are. That pressure on women to find a man, settle down, have kids, to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to be smaller in every sense of the word is prevalent. It's terrifying. It terrifies me. It terrifies me for my daughter, that when she looks at TV and she looks in magazines, she is being bombarded by these messages that there is a certain way that she has to look, there is a certain way that she has to dress, there is a certain way that she has to act and portray herself. She has to come across a certain way. She has to be, sexy but still demure. She has to be you know, just all these conflicting things. She has to be out there looking for a man or a partner, but at the same time, if she's openly seen to be doing that, she would be labelled promiscuous or whatever. Now again, like, she's only 3 years old, that is all down the line, but realistically, it is only a matter of time before somebody makes a disparaging remark about her physical appearance. That saddens me. It breaks my heart to think that we live in a world, and my daughter is being brought up in a world where she will never be considered by other people to be enough, just as she is. As a woman, I am enough. Yes, I am married. Yes, I have a child. None of those things are who I am. They are part of who I am. They are roles that I play. They're part of my life. They are not the entirety of my life. If you are watching this, hopefully you are, know that you are enough. You are enough just as you are. Never let anyone tell you that physically you need to be a certain way. Never let anyone tell you that mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, you have to be a certain way. That whatever way you are now is not good enough. That is a lie. That is a blatant lie. You are enough. Whatever you wear, whatever you do, if you are a decent person, you are enough. The reason I made this video is that I want us all, men and women alike, to take time out on a regular basis to, I mean, I don't want to say like go find yourself or, you know, do some soul searching or any of that kind of cliche sort of stuff, but take some time out on a regular basis to discover who you are and like all of the things that you like and dislike, who you are just as an individual, apart from what you do, you know, what you work at or who your partner is or whether you have kids or not. Think about who you are at your center, at your core. Know that that is enough. You do not have to change. You do not have to be somebody else just because that's who society is trying to pressure you into being. If you are happy to just go out there and live your life, that's enough. That's enough.